Welcome back, everybody. This is the P3 show. My name is Aziza, and I like to talk to people who are making waves in community, entertainment, and culture. Today, we have a very special guest. She goes by Coach Bree. I'm really excited to talk to her because when I skimmed her website and her Facebook page, she really does drop gems all over the place when it comes to business, professional development, and other things. But we'll get all into that. I'll let her go ahead and introduce herself and tell you a little bit about her.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Coach Bree, and I am a global business coach. I do a lot of business consulting, strategic planning, because I truly believe that you can achieve any goal, but you have to have a strategy in place before you do it. I do resume, professional development. I work on grants. I am a grant writer, and I am a new government contract. I want to say specialist. I'm really just starting to learn the ropes, and I secured my first government contract last year. So I'm really excited for more to come.
All right. That sounds exciting. And girl, you do it all. Business consulting, professional development, government contracts, grant writing. So anything you need when it comes to business seems like she can do it for you.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about some of the professional services when it comes to business consulting? Can we dive a little bit deeper into that?
Yes. So, business consulting is primarily for people who want to start the business or they have the business and they need further direction. When I do my consulting, I work with a lot of people who already have businesses. They are just at a standstill right now, and that's where I come in because we have to implement strategies, we have to brainstorm and map out how we can grow this business and take it to the next level. Um, I do consulting for newer businesses, but I like to recommend coaching because when you are a new business, you need that person next to you to encourage you and hold you accountable. And then if they do have a new business, I do consult on, should I make my LLC an S corp now, or what direction should I take this time? So it works pretty much hand in hand. I do a little bit of both for existing and for startup.
Awesome. So I know a lot of that is needed because I know even for myself, I'm just now, trying to dive in to learn the difference between an S corp,
Yes.
sole proprietorships, and which method is best for what business. So that is definitely something that we need, and it's not something that we learn like in conventional education. So
Exactly right.
what are some of the things like when you're working with new business owners or maybe even business owners that are have started but are looking to scale? What are some of the common things that you find that we run into, especially within our community and as women?
Our community, we run into accountability, discipline. We sometimes don't like to show up,
Mm.
and we are all around confused. And so it's been somewhat difficult, but we are learning how to get on one accord. I believe that there's honestly been so much distrust within people claiming to be able to help others when they really can't. So I'm finding that once a person can see that you actually are knowledgeable about what you're talking about, you have proven results, it's easier for them to trust you. Now, the hardest thing that I face with my clients is for them to show up and not give up. It's hard
Mm.
having a business, it's hard starting a business, but just because you have one bad day does not mean you have a bad life or you're not a good business owner. You just had one bad day. It's going to be okay. Take a deep breath, revisit it tomorrow. And it's always important to take a break, take a step back. If it's becoming overwhelming for you, you need to maybe take a day off, maybe take 2 to 3 days off, especially if you're still in the beginning stages. You can take that time off to really map it out or just take a break altogether and come back with a clear head. So I'm working on telling my clients don't give up. The hard part is it always gets better, and storms don't last forever. So just stay positive and just work through it.
Right. That sounds like a specific type of mindset that you have to have. One where, like you said, those bad days are going to come, especially as someone who is starting up a business, because we're usually taking on all of the roles
Right.
of that business. We have to be, the CEO, the marketing person, the human resources person. We got to be on the front line and the back end. So it sounds like you're definitely helping people to build that mindset of running a business. I
Yes.
also saw that you do some professional development, like some resume writing, some interview. Do you do mock interviews or was it something like that that you said? And then like customer service training. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Yes. So my professional development, I am totally aware that everybody does not want a business. And that's totally fine. Some people base their careers on working, and nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to do it, you should be polished. If you want to have a successful career, you want to make sure that you know how to speak. You want to make sure that you know how to dress and to carry yourself as a professional. And so many times I get clients that come to me and say, Coach Bree, I really am in the healthcare field right now, but I want to get into the administration field. Okay,
Mm.
well, we know that that's totally different. You go from wearing scrubs to more professional clothing. We
Mhm.
work on the proper types of dress. We work on how to answer the interview questions, and we just work on how to actually be more professional, and work around other professionals, because coming from a healthcare field to administration can kind of be a culture shock at
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
So I really work with my clients to change up their resume, and then we look for jobs that would suit them. So we would look for entry level admin jobs or whatever career that they want to be in. So we would look for those jobs, and then I would give mock interview questions, and we would just go from there.
Okay, okay. So with the professional development and helping people to get prepared for jobs, I know with the job market a little bit, and this is just a random question I just thought of. A lot of businesses are now doing a lot of work from home.
Okay.
How would you like kind of help people to prepare for that type of work?
So work from home is a totally different ball game. Even though people don't see you physically, I always feel like you need to get up and still start the day. It's all about, again, that mindset, that showing up mindset. If you just rolling out of bed in enough time to make it to work, to make it to your computer desk, you're gonna feel tired all day. You're gonna feel sluggish. It's gonna show, especially if you have to use the phones. So I always tell my people, if you're going for an at-home job, you still have to wake up, brush your teeth, get yourself together, and stay organized, because working from home is so easy to have stuff all over the place because you almost take it for granted, like, oh, I can put that away later. But then you don't realize it makes a even bigger mess. So it's
Right.
almost like I tell my people, my clients, that it's almost like you have to still act like you're getting ready for work, even though you go into your desk. And so you still have to get dressed, you still have to shower and brush your teeth, because those are the things that make you feel better about yourself and you can push
That
through
is
the day.
true. That is true. Oh my goodness, that is true. Because I know on my lazy days when I get up and I'm just like, I'm keeping my pajamas on. That literally is my mood for the day. Pajamas is the mood,
Yes,
like it's just the mood. It's not
yes,
just what I'm wearing. It's the whole. I don't feel like doing nothing. I want to take
right.
all day. So that is hilarious, but that is very true. And just getting first off, please brush your teeth anytime you wake up. Okay, let's just make that the
Right,
okay.
exactly.
Because that voice, that morning voice and that morning breath, let's just take care of that off
It sets the tone for the day.
top. Right. So I saw as well that you have classes that you provide too. You've been doing like different seminars and things like that to teach people. Can you talk a little bit about that? And even if you have some coming up, what
Yes.
expect this coming year?
Absolutely. So I actually have a lot in store for 2023. So 2022, I did do classes. The way that I actually got started was I threw a free notary class. And in the summer, I want to say it was June. So last June, I had a free notary class and I got so many hits from it. I had like over 200 people sign up. I had like 4 different classes. And then once I saw that I was successful at administering that to people, I decided to do even more classes. I've done classes on how to build Amazon stores. Um, I've done obviously the notary class. I've done my business credit class, which was another really popular class. And I like to keep my classes at a reasonable rate. I know the community in which I cater to. I know that, you know, sometimes $1,000 is steep for a person, but I still want them to be able to understand and receive the information, and be able to apply it to their lives, but without giving me $5,000.
Right.
Because I just realized the market and, like I said, my community. I do have quite a few classes coming up in February. I just finalized one of my classes today. I'm going to try to do 2 to 3 a month. So my next class is going to be for food entrepreneurs. I was a food entrepreneur. I had my own catering company for about 4 years. So I want to do a class for those wanting to cater, wanting to be a private chef, food trucks. I'm giving away some sauces as I always do. I'm always dropping the gem or giving somebody something extra because you just never know. Information can change somebody's life. And so I always make sure that I give my clients extra information that they can take it and apply it to their life and just make the dream happen. That's what it's really all about. It's about making those dreams happen and actually visioning everything that you dreamed of. And so I'm going to do a business planning class. I just finalized my business plan template ebook. So I'm really excited about that. It's step by step to create a fully functional business plan. And then I have some more classes coming up. One of my favorites that I'm going to release in March is going to be, do I really want to be a business owner? And I'm just going to go through A to Z, and we're going to talk about, is this right for me? Because a
Yeah.
lot of people, they want it so bad, but sometimes we don't want to admit to ourselves, this is probably not for me. And that's okay. I think there's a huge stigma around working right now. And I
Yeah.
want that to leave because there is absolutely nothing wrong with having a job and retiring. The
Exactly.
business life is hard and it's not for everybody. And so that's what I want that class to kind of open up minds. I don't want it to be, make it seem like I'm trying to discourage people, but I wanted to open up minds because when you start to see everything that goes on with how you have to be on the front line so much, when you first start your business, a lot of people would double think like, maybe, you know what, I just don't have time for that. I don't feel like being invested in that. This is not for me.
Oh, listen, let me take a moment, okay? Because entrepreneurship or the pursuit of entrepreneurship has taken me on a roller coaster.
Yes.
Like, and I'm talking about for years. Like, it will shoot you across the room and drag you back and then lift you up and praise you and then drop you with no safety net. And you have
Right.
to be tough. You have to be tough and like the mental fortitude has to be there. And then somehow in between all of that, you still got to be able to care for yourself and take a break if needed and separate business and personal, which is not always the easiest thing to do because some days, if I'm having a bad day personally, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to turn that off and just go into business mode. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
one thing I want to talk about is customer service in Black owned businesses. Um, we always have this tug of war going on. We have this debate on Facebook on or just social media period about the professionalism and customer service in Black owned businesses. what are some of the things that you would suggest or that you can pinpoint that businesses can use to help improve that perception? I don't even want to beat down on us because that's not what that's not what I'm about,
Right.
but just some tips on how they can simply improve their customer service to continue to attract customers.
Yes. One of my tips would be to always put yourself in the customer's shoes. If you know that you've promised the customer something or you've told social media that you can do something, that's what we're expecting. We're not expecting anything less than what you showed us that you can do. So it's all about putting yourself in the customer's shoes, being patient, being understanding. Things happen. And if you're overwhelmed to the point where customers are quote unquote, I shouldn't even say hate, I strongly dislike when people say the customers are getting on my nerves.
Mm,
It's like, okay, so you don't like the customers, you don't like what you do, you don't like money. Don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't do it.
right.
Find something else to do because this is not for you. So people need to really, my tip is you really have to evaluate if something is for you. And if you're doing something just to make the quick buck, it definitely is going to show through your customer service. And I think
Mhm.
that's where, and like you said, we're not here to beat up businesses, but I think that's where the disconnect comes, is because people, a lot of people, and I'm just going to be honest because I'm an honest person and my clients know I'm honest. I just say what it is and I'll leave it at that.
Mhm.
A lot of people are doing things because they see them on social media and they think you're going to make a $1 billion in 1 second, like they see the people do on Instagram. And then they jump into
Yeah.
these business ventures and it's really not what they want because they're so focused on hustling
Mhm.
over strategically planning. That's why
Mm.
it's not working out, because you're chasing the money. You're not chasing the actual fulfillment. You're chasing that dollar. And by
Mhm.
you chasing that dollar, it definitely shows through your work. And so that's where that customer service starts to fall to the wayside.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about what that difference would be between just being in hustle mode and actually being strategic in making decisions and movements in your business? Because I think what we understand is the hustle. We know how to move around. We know how to do and go. You know what I mean? But to do with intention, you know what I'm saying? To go towards a goal. How can or can you talk a little bit about what those nuances are to take you from hustle mode to strategy and planning?
Yes. So I used to say, I'm a hustler. I know how to get the money, I can do this, I can do that. And yes, I can do those things. But I had to really take a step back and realize that I couldn't be so attached to the money all the time
Mhm.
because I was falling short. I was lacking in that customer service. I was lacking in actually performing well in my business. I was jumping from this thing to this thing and to this thing because I was actually chasing the money. I wasn't
Mm,
chasing the fulfillment. And so what I had to learn as an adult, as a woman, as a business owner, that I actually, anything that I do in my business, I have to plan for it. I have to strategically plan. Okay, I want to release this product line. I need to really think about, the who, what, when, where, and why am I doing this? What is
mm,
my revenue going to be from this? I can't just be throwing out product, throwing out ebooks, not checking them. I'm just throwing them out here so people can buy them so I can make that money. And then I'm going to jump on to the next thing. Um, and I had to stop doing that because, first of all, I was worn out. I couldn't
mhm,
keep track of anything, and it was not fulfilling for me. I always say now in my coaching business, this doing this, there is no amount of money that can replace the way I feel about helping my community and helping others. It really is something passionate that you have to have. I'm so passionate about helping people start those businesses. I'm passionate about when I see my clients actually make steps and progress toward their goals. It's an amazing feeling. And so I said I was talking with a future client over the summer, and she told me, she said, you're gonna have to slow down, because I told her, I get this money and this money, and I'm always doing this and I'm always doing that. And she's like, but you're going nowhere fast. And when she said
Mm.
that, something just clicked. And it's like, you know what? I need to start being more strategic with the things that I do. And that's when I started to slow down. And that's when I started to pace myself. And everything has a plan. Versus, rather, I'm jotting it down, or I'm thinking about it, or typing it out. Everything that I do in my business has a plan. And that is what I want my clients to do. Make a plan. You can't just be dropping stuff on Facebook. You can't be dropping stuff on Instagram. I know that we live in such an instant world, but prepare for those things.
Yes.
And prepare what could happen, or prepare for the future. This went well. Can I, follow up with something else? And so that is my difference between just chasing the money and actually chasing the money, but having a plan.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Wait, let me take a moment to, because that touched my heart. And it also spoke to me, because when I say, like, I just be trying to run a mile a minute and nowhere fast.
Right.
Running fast will get you nowhere. It's about taking calculated steps, and that's how you start to move forward. Um,
Yes.
a couple times in the interview, you said you've talked about the community, and how you're passionate about helping the community. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Some of the things that you're doing in the community. Can you talk about the speaking engagement that you were just a part of, and a little bit about that?
Yes, I love my community. My community is who makes me who I am today. Without my community, I wouldn't even be able to have this business function. My community, I like to give back to them, because we have been misguided for so long, and we are. It's time for us to really get on the ball, and we deserve people like me and others in the community to help. um the reason why I am the way about my community, and it gets emotional, because when I first started my business, I had nobody. I literally was out there on a whim on Google all night trying to make my dream work, and it
Mhm.
did work. But then God led me to something else. But I always tell my people the reason why I'm so crazy about a lot of y'all is because I wish I had a me. I literally wish there was a me when I was starting off. And so I'm just being everything to people that I wish somebody was for me. People were withholding information from me. They would only give me bits and pieces because they didn't want to see me get one more dollar than them, or succeed,
Mm.
or anything. So a lot of my information, I actually had to pick up my phone. I actually had to start emailing people, and which was good, because then I developed relationships with people at the state. They know me at the state. I meet with them at the state. So they actually know me and they know what I do. And so it was good because I got to network. But at the same time, it was overwhelming because I had to figure out how to do a lot of things by myself.
Yeah.
Yes. In the speak engagement, it was a vision goal brunch put on by one of my really good friends. She decided to have it, and then she has it every year, but this year she asked me to be a part. So I was honored, and there was so much pressure in the room. When I tell you, we had real estate, we had daycares, group homes, we had me, we had credit repair. There were so many different people, different flavors of people, and we were just all together, spreading information, giving information, networking, because that's huge. Businesses are, people don't realize that owning and operating a business is 90% networking. It's
Mm.
90% networking. So essentially what a business is not this whole long textbook version 10 pages, 20 pages. Forget all that. When people start to simplify what a business actually is, it becomes a lot easier. So instead of trying to digest your whole plate, right, you eat it in pieces. So
Mm-hmm.
a business is nothing more than something you're solving an issue. You solving somebody's problem. That's all that a business is.
Yeah.
Chapstick. The problem is you have dry lips. They created chapstick so you can have moisturized lips, right?
Right,
What
right.
else? Restaurants. What is the problem? You're hungry. So they create what? Restaurants so you can eat. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you start to think about your business as I'm solving a problem for my customers, what problem can I solve? It'll be a whole lot easier. The event that was my first time actually speaking in front of a crowd that large. I think it was about 60 people there. There were a lot of people. After the event, I was a really big deal. I guess everybody really just enjoyed my personality because I got a lot of bookings from the event for one-on-one sessions. And it was funny because I had a lady tell me on Facebook, she goes, I got so tired of waiting in line to talk to you. I just sent you a text message. Like I couldn't wait. And I thought that was so funny. And I responded, I said, I'm sorry. Apparently I was a big deal. And she goes, you are a big deal. So she ended up
Period.
winning. But the event was wonderful. I met so many great people. We're going to definitely collaborate, especially with the real estate. And then I have a couple clients who want to buy homes, a couple clients who want their credit repaired. So I actually have those connects to send them to.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that so much. So I'm just gonna do a couple more questions because I don't want to hold you too long. So for
Okay.
you personally in your business, I know you're helping the community, you're helping people further their business. What are some of the things that you want to do for yourself and your business in the coming year?
Yes, so for myself, for my business, I first of all would like to get a $1 million government contract. I or something $500,000. I want a big contract, and I don't want the big contract to be greedy for myself.
Hmm.
But there I go again. I want to get that contract so I can produce more resources for my community. My goal is to open up a resource center, a place where people can come and they could take small classes that I'm giving or using the computer or something of that nature. And I will also really like to give out a grant this year. I was just mapping it out, planning it out. I'm thinking of I'm going to be launching my business academy. I am gearing toward June. Cross my fingers. I hope it works out. But at the end of my academy, I would like to give a grant to somebody's business.
I love
So we will see.
that.
And then for myself, I just want to continue to evolve and be the best coach that I can be understanding, and just be an overall better woman to myself and to my family because I need my clients just as well as I need myself.
I love that. I love that so much. And I think that's a good note to end out on. Um, if you want to, please go ahead and share how people can get in contact with you. Um, and then um, if you want to share your social media, you can. And then I'll just put the information at the bottom as well.
Okay. You can always email me at info@blossombizconsulting.com. My website is www.blossombizconsulting.com. Phone number 262-606-8354. And you can find me on Instagram, Blossom Biz Consulting _, at the end. Or you can also find me on social media. I know some of you already know me, but you can find me as BB Brandy, BeBrandi. And I would change my name on Facebook, but back in the day, they won't let me change my name no more. So it's stuck as that. So you can find me there as well. And I just look forward to working with anybody who is serious about starting that business and chasing their dreams. I like to make
All right. Well, I thank you so much for coming on. You definitely dropped gems. Again, y'all follow her on social media because I did skim her page and she really do be talking that talk. Okay. I want to cuss, but I'm gonna keep it PG. But she really does drop a lot of information. So please follow her on the social media. Please listen, get this information off the bottom of the screen, hit her up, see how you can start to work with her. Listen, again, she said, even if you don't want to run a business, she can still help you to find that dream job. A lot of people are doing a lot of job hopping nowadays, going for the bigger bag. I'm sure she can help you with that as well. Get your customer service, help you switch industries and everything like that. Make sure you like the Pretty Plus Size and Powerful page on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Pretty Plus Power. And if you want to, you can follow my personal page at Aziza Courtney on Facebook and Instagram. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you again, Coach Bree, for your time and your
Thank
information.
you.
I really appreciate it. All right, see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.